Guys, emergency update. We have hit the level. We have hit the 27K. What is going to happen next? We're going to talk about this price action. We're going to talk about how it looks on the higher time frame. Is the high low in the wedge before a big breakout still a possibility? If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. If you're from the TTC tribe, what is up, fam? We've got the OKX competition in full swing right now. It's good to see you guys in there actively trading. It is not too late to enter this if you're interested. The link is in the description of this video. There is up to 250,000 USDT prize pool. So if you want your chance to take home some of that, be sure to grab the link from the description of this video, get yourself enrolled, and keep an eye on your emails to get access to our free and private trading channel for this competition. Things are going off, as you can see right here. All right, let's move on. Now, I just want to show you this update that I did in Discord last night before the drop. I had this kind of play in mind, and I mentioned to our members that 27.2 was one area to get a potential higher low. 27K would be fine too, but 26.8 would be a reassessment of the idea. So let's discuss this, because we did have heat map orders initially at the 27.2. We had them at 27K as well, and then we had them further down at 26.8. Now that 26.8 is still there. You can see we've got 1.3K orders at 26.8, and this red one up here within the current candle, those are people wanting to further short if there is a retracement to around 27,250. So this is what all of that looks like on the chart. We had consumer confidence yesterday right at the US Open. This was a level that we were watching in the Discord yesterday to get our short positions. And the reason that we were watching that level is because when you have a look at this red vector right here, there was only a small portion of it that had not been recovered by this retrace right here. So once we rejected off that, you can see there was a wick there, and then the candles rejected here. That was the indication that this was going to break down, which it did. Asia seems to be having all the fun lately with the massive move to the downside. We kind of know why that was happening. They also had the massive move to the upside earlier during this week. We've got a big China narrative going on right now. We've got Japan funding a lot of the market. So a lot of the big moves are happening in Asia right now, which is a little bit annoying when you live in Dubai and that is now your sleep time. I spent my whole life sleeping during US when all the price action happened. Now I'm over here and now my sleep time is during Asia. So that's really fun. But either way, I'm glad that my Aussies are getting some really good trading volume right now. But let's talk about what's happening right now, because there's two things that could potentially happen from here that would not invalidate the higher time frame wedge setup. And I'll go through that wedge in a second, but let's just talk about this smaller price action. Number one, when you have a strong move to the downside, you want to see that end with a stopping volume candle. We do have a pretty delicious hammer out of the 27K, but it's not a stopping volume candle because it didn't come with super high volume, as you can see down here. We do have the BBWP showing that this is a local bottom. That's okay, but ideally you want a stopping volume candle and then you want to see price shift out fast. We don't have any of that happening right now, but what we do have potentially is a spot where price may now start to retrace. And the reason for that is because of this big candle and these big candles here. So if you're new here, you may not know that these colored candles are called vector candles, and they come with high volume. And when that high volume spike happens, the price shifts so fast that it causes an imbalance in the book. So until price returns to that region, the balance doesn't get refilled and it has to return with consolidation. If it doesn't return with consolidation, then you just get a fast move the other way. So we had this fast move up here. We did not consolidate all the way back down into here to rebalance it. And that's why when we eventually got to here, we had another fast move down. So this is like a gap. And the only way that gap is going to be filled in is with consolidation. So what I'm kind of favoring right now, there's certainly not enough structure to say this is going to happen. It's just an idea that I want you to watch for, not necessarily trade, is to see if over the next potentially few days, we get a slow consolidation, maybe back up to here, the low of the the day would be ideal, but literally anywhere within this red vector candle, then at some point on that retrace, it starts to look weak with, maybe inverted hammers, railroad tracks, like something like that in the candlestick. Then you may get that third drop there to the 26.7, which is where the trading light orders are right now. Actually, no, they're not. Sorry, they have moved up $100. So they're sitting at 26.8 currently. Now, that is a long time for them to sit there if we do get that retracement before another move to the downside. But in an ideal world, that's what I would want. And now, keeping that in mind, if we were to get something like that, let's have a look at this daily wedge and what that would mean. Now, of course, I don't trade these retail patterns, as you know, but the reason that this wedge is relevant is because it is what retail would be looking out for. And if it was to get the breakout, it would be the daily time frame rise level 3, which is the final trap for retail. So here's rise 1, here's rise 2. We're currently in the retracement phase, which is what's creating that wedge. We've had our 5 touches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now, which we're waiting for that 5th one for like weeks on this channel. We've got it now. The next condition is that we create a higher low. If we get a higher low within the wedge, we would expect that we're going to break out to the upside. So far, whilst it looks dramatic on the lower time frames, it's doing what it needs to. And if we zoom in on that area, you can see that currently what's happening is it's just recovering this green vector. And this green vector goes down to 26,780. So that makes sense why the trading light orders are currently sitting at 26,800. All we need now is for that to hold. If that doesn't hold, then we have to completely reassess this whole wedge setup. It could still potentially be bullish because the 200 EMA is down here. If price did come all the way back to the 200 EMA, it would just be a third touch to the trend line. So it would be 6 touches in the wedge, which is not ideal, but it wouldn't actually invalidate the idea of upside. It just means we're going to 25.4 before we break out to the upside. And I still don't actually mind that level because that level is a very large liquidation level that's been sitting there for 3 months. So we've really got 2 options here. If we break this vector candle down here, if we break below 26.8, there's not going to be a higher low in the wedge to take the long-term long. If we do break below that candle, it's not game over yet unless we then break 25.4. So we are short in the Discord, as you know, from that lower time frame, and we're reassessing here at 27K, 26.8, and if we break all of that, we're also then going to reassess at 25.4. So back to the 15-minute time frame, because I don't have this stopping volume candle, there's no long position to take just yet. It's expected that you're going to bounce at a round number. Everybody buys at round numbers. So this little hammer here right at 27K, it's expected. However, it has not come with high volume, so that is not the market maker stopping the momentum to the downside. But it is a good sign that we're starting to settle, because if we start to settle, we'll consolidate a bit more, and then it's through consolidation that you get an idea of what the next move is going to be. It's not immediately after a dramatic move in one direction. So far my idea is that hopefully we'll settle for a bit, retrace, and have another move to the downside. But I need that structure, I need that consolidation to actually happen to then believe that that idea is actually going to come to fruition. So once we have that, it's probably going to be tomorrow. I'll do another update and keep you guys posted on my thoughts. But for now, as a planning ahead kind of thought, I would like to see that it is possible we don't do that at all and we just break right down to the 26.8. That's why I don't think there's a trade set up if you're not already in a trade. It's now just a matter of waiting. But if we do retrace, there will be a short position to take further down. But if we don't retrace and we just go straight through, you're better off looking to flip long around the 26.8, providing those trading light orders hold. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Have the most amazing day. Trade safely. And don't forget to come and join us for the OKX Summer Trading Competition. Link in the description of this video. Like, subscribe. It will really help me grow this channel, which is my intention. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know, did you catch the short? Have a good day.